welcome back. Today I'm going to finish up this project, the dashboard. It's one of those things from the moment I really got this project home, I got the roadster home, I saw the swoopy shape of this dash. I saw the biplane looking cockpit style shape that the whole thing had, and it just kind of had this little bit of an airplane look, a really sleek look. And then what I did is I started looking at all these images of cars from the 40s, 50s. I started zooming in on pictures of guys at cruise-ins and stuff, and looking at the way their dash panels were laid out. And I saw some styles and some trends, but really I had this vision in my head of how I wanted this to look, and I wanted it to be symmetrical, and I wanted it to really have a clean, not cluttered, a really sleek look to it. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting the surround off of the original dash. So that has the bolt mounting holes, and that has the column drop holes. And I probably could have fabricated these things, but there's some curvature to it that's original and really strong. Okay, I got the piece cut off for the top. There's one for the bottom as well. Now I'm going to mate it up with the top of my dash panel that I rolled out, and I'm going to mark it so that it's centered when I go to weld it, and I'll get it all cleaned up here for welding too. Make sure I have clean metal to weld to.
We gotta take a night train to the default city to rock out this fucking ancient walls. We gotta take a night train to the default city to make us dream us to down in reverse. We gotta take old dirty night train. Yeah, we gotta take old dirty night train.
Now you can see I'm throwing a bunch of tacks. I'm trying to keep the metal from getting too hot because I do have some flat sections there on the ends, and I don't want too much warping that I have to cover up. Now I'm going to mark the bottom piece and get that cut off and tacked on as well. I really like the bottom piece. The bottom piece is what swayed me towards using the original top and bottom flanges instead of just making my own. The bottom piece has a really nice semi-round curve to it, especially in the middle, that it's going to add a lot of strength. It's going to reduce a lot of flex. Okay, right here, what I'm doing is I'm bending it, just tweaking it a little bit to make sure I have a really good fit. Don't want any really big gaps or anything when I'm throwing those tacks. I really want it to be nice and snug. It's real important to remember to be very careful on these corners and on these tacks. It's pretty easy to burn through, and it's pretty easy to grind your way right through a corner. Um, I usually start out with a really aggressive flap wheel, and then I'll work my way down to a lighter grit as I go along, and probably finish with an orbital. I wanted to throw a little primer on it. It's going to probably end up getting stripped down again. It's going to get some filler. It's going to have some paint work done on it. But I just figured for rust preventative measures, we'd put a little primer on for now. All of the attaching bracketry for the gauges back here, I was just kind of winging it. I welded on some bolts that I had some nuts for, and then for the speedo, I just made this band that goes around the back of it. It may get reworked down the road, but it holds it pretty snug for now. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting the speedo installed, then I'm going to get the two little gauge pods installed. The two gauge pods I think are out of a 49 Mercury, if I'm not mistaken. Um, the gauges inside are silver or off-white right now, but I think I'm going to paint the faces to match the speedo, which I'm not exactly certain on what the speedo's off of. I think it's 30s. Might be like a Buick or something. I'm not sure. I really liked the Art Deco look of it though. So I'll get these installed and then we'll get this thing stuck in the car and we'll get to see it finally how it looks. I'm really excited to finally get this thing installed. It's been a couple of years of dreaming about what it would look like. It's kind of hard to get in without blocking the camera view, but I'm going to do my best here. There's only 4 bolts to hold this thing in. I'm going to get the top 2 in and one on the side just so it's sitting in the right position, just so you guys and I can see what it's going to look like. It's going to be painted, of course. I'm not really sure the color scheme yet. I'm still rolling a whole bunch of different color schemes for the car, exterior, interior, and everything. So there we go. Now you can see it. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please ring that notification bell. I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting lately, and make sure you check out my other videos. Thanks.